let's talk about several ways that you can tie shoes while sparing the spine. Go ahead and set your shoes off towards the side. I'm going to use my favorite prop here for sparing the spine, which is a knee pad. I'm going to come through the hip hinge, bending both knees and sticking my behind out, bringing one hand down to the chair, and then I'm going to go ahead and bring one knee down to the floor and take my other foot out in front of me. I can grab my socks, and you'll notice that as I come forward that there's room to fold forward coming through the hips, and this keeps my back nice and straight. And then I'm in a position where I can slide my sock on using the chair for stability. Then I can go ahead and pull my sock the rest of the way up, and then I can use this same method to come down. I've got my hands still on the chair for stability, and I can go ahead and work my foot into my shoe, and then use that same method of coming forward from the hip with my knee out to the side to tie my shoes. And then from there, I can just switch and do the other side. The next method for putting shoes on is to be seated in a chair. You'll notice that I'm fairly far forward on this chair, and I have my sock and my shoe right here within easy grabbing distance. When you take your knees out to the sides, this is similar to the hip hinge, and it allows you to fold forward from the hip. Potentially, you could also have your foot on the floor, and if you can keep your spine straight, which you need to be able to keep, you need to be able to do this and spare your spine, then with your knees out to the sides, you could fold forward in a way that spares your spine. What I'm going to show is another method that will probably take some amount of flexibility. I'm coming to the edge of the chair so that my knee is below my hips, so that I don't have quite as far to reach. I'm going to go ahead and take my foot and cross it over just slightly, and then coming forward from the hip, then I can wriggle my sock on, and then my shoe. So with this lean, with knee below my hip and then coming forward just a little bit, this is what makes figure 4 stretch done on the floor a wonderful exercise to practice, because it's incredibly useful for putting on shoes. So you can see that I've got my shoe on, and now I can tie my shoe. And I'm doing this while sparing my spine, keeping my back nice and straight. My shoes are tied. Let's talk about how you can tie shoelaces and get your feet into shoes if you don't have the mobility to be able to fold from the hip. So you'll notice that your shoe has holes for your shoelaces. And you can purchase elastic laces that look like this, and then they would look like this in your shoe, and they'll fit. There's little side tabs here that you can fit into each of the slots for your shoes that would go across so that you don't have to tie. They pop out sometimes. I prefer this method of having locking shoelaces. So you can buy laces. This pack came from Amazon, and they come in a variety of different colors. And then you lace your shoes where they're up close, and then you snip it to about the right length, and then there's a locking mechanism, so you lock it in. So then your shoes are laced and tied before you put them on, and it's already locked into place. And then you can set your shoe down on the floor and use a long shoe horn to slide your foot into your shoe, and then it's already tied. So I'm hoping that this is helpful. That's how to tie your shoes and spare your spine with osteoporosis.